Hi, I'm David Kirkland. I'm the Minister of Music and Youth at Oak Street Baptist Church. I'm in one of the most beautiful places in East Tennessee, and that is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Cades Cove, to be exact. You know, the word cove is a safe haven. Cades Cove was intended to be that for the settlers that moved in here. It was a safe haven where they could be safe and they could raise their children. And you know, it's just a beautiful place to be. I enjoy coming up here, and I know many of you do too. A lot of us have some family ties to this place. Many people that are in Blount County, Maryville to be exact, came from out of the Cove. Some of the names that you might remember, the Birchfields, the Tiptons, the Myerses, all of those names came out of here. Many years ago, my family, came up from Monroe County to work at Alcoa, and they lived in Townsend and places like that. So this place is very special to us. But I want to bring your attention to a very special place to me and my family, and that is the Cades Cove Missionary Baptist Church. This church was founded in 1839, and when the park took over, many of the people who lived up here chose to go to Maryville and start a new church there. And that's where my family history come in. Because see, when my grandfather worked at Alcoa and he met my grandmother at a little boarding house there, they chose to live in Maryville. And they chose to go to a church that was already started there, Cades Cove Memorial. You all know that church, and it's very dear to you too. Let's go inside and check out a little bit. See, it's a lot different than the churches that we have today. The churches we have today have carpet and padded pews and things like that. But this is kind of primitive, but this is a very special place. This is their meeting place. This is where they chose to worship. They had weddings here. This church is what started our church in Maryville. I would like to maybe someday preach in this church. The acoustics in here is beautiful. If you were to sing in here, it just reverberates. And that's how they got away with not having a sound system many years ago, because it didn't take a whole lot to make a lot of noise in here. But it's a beautiful place. That's why I'm here today, to bring your attention back to the old church, the old landmark, so to speak. And this is where our church got its name. Now, things have changed. Things have changed back home in Maryville also. That church no longer exists. I mean, there is a church there, but it's not the same church. And so that's why I'm here today, to let you all know that I have on my heart something I would like to do. And that is to restart Cades Cove Memorial Baptist Church. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to start out a little bit slow. Since this COVID mess is up, I don't want to have a meeting place per se to start with, but I have learned that the internet has been a good way to get the word out. And so we're going to start small, and I'm going to start meeting each Sunday, and I'm going to call it Sundays at the Cove. And I'm going to have a very quick message, just a small message for you, and just share the word, share the gospel, and maybe as time goes and we begin to pray hard about it, maybe God will provide a place, once this COVID mess is over, a place where we can meet and we can worship together as Cades Cove Memorial Baptist Church again. So I want to ask you, I don't want anybody to leave a church that they're at. You may be happy at the church you're at, and I hope that you are. I hope that you have found another church since Cades Cove is no longer together as Cades Cove Memorial anymore. I'm still at Oak Street, and I love Oak Street, and they have agreed to help me be a church plant, a replanter, so to speak, as we try to restart Cades Cove Memorial Baptist Church. So I want to invite you each Sunday around 2 o'clock to join me on Facebook Live as we do Sundays at the Cove, and then also on my YouTube channel, Reverend David Kirkland Jr. And so meet me each Sunday around 2 o'clock and help me restart our old church. I love you all, and I look forward to restarting this church.